poor boy from a remote Indian village missed the chance to see his father one last time because he couldn't afford a plane ticket. Heartbroken and furious, he made a bold vow. He would start a low-cost airline so no one else would have to go through the same pain. His first step? He approached a propeller aircraft company and asked if they could convert one of their cargo planes into a passenger plane. Then, with a small team, he mapped out flight routes, not to big cities, but to smaller towns and rural areas that had long been ignored. But he had no money to even register the company, so he borrowed 15,000 rupees from his wife, who believed in his dream.
Mara, 15,000 20,000 தரேன். பெரிய விஷயம் பத்தி பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. கொஞ்சம் பெரிய மனுஷன் மாதிரி நடந்துக்கோங்க.
And with that, Deccan Aviation was born. The next hurdle was startup capital. Just when things looked bleak, something incredible happened. Money started appearing in the company's account. Farmers from his hometown had begun donating. Some sold their land, others gave up their savings. They believed Marla's airline could change their futures. Deeply moved, Marla pressed on. He planned to use over 500 abandoned airstrips across India and created a simple booking system that let farmers reserve tickets by phone. But his success drew the attention of major airline execs. They started pressuring his team and tried to poach his pilots, offering them triple salaries. Running out of options, Marla turned to retired Air Force pilots. Since military pilots retire at 57 and commercial pilots at 61, he found a hidden pool of skilled aviators with a few years left to fly. As pressure mounted from powerful competitors, Deccan prepared for its first test flight. Takeoff went smoothly, but during landing, everything fell apart. Influential airline owners had manipulated air traffic control into denying them permission to land. With fuel dangerously low, the pilot had no choice but to make an emergency landing at a military base. To make matters worse, the base commander was a colonel who had once trained Marla and never liked him. Marla now faced 10 years in prison for unauthorized landing, but in a surprising twist, the colonel stood up for him. He ignored pressure from above, released Marla, and even paid the fine himself. Finally, Deccan Aviation was ready to launch. The Minister of Civil Aviation personally attended the inaugural flight and even boarded the plane himself. But just as the plane was about to take off, disaster struck. A mechanical failure brought everything to a sudden stop.